प्यार इतना अरे इंटरनेट की नाक भाई, इंटरनेट थोड़ा सही चल रहा है मेरा भाई। अभी तो थोड़ा कुछ तो करने दे मेरे को। या चाय गेम कैप्चर पबजी जी। अबे रैंक खत्म हो गया ना। शिट हो। सब सब पूरा तो हो गया, इसे तो खत्म हो जाएगा, अब तो ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम नहीं। प्रॉब्लम ओ सर्वाइवर P90 रैंक पर। देखिए जरा क्या क्या दे रहे हैं। सेम है ना? सेम है। बस इस बार P90 का स्किन है। आज चिकी चिकी आज चिकी चिकी बम बम आज चिकी चिकी आज चिकी चिकी बम बम। P90 का स्किन है रे, P90 का स्किन है। तो बढ़िया है। प्लैटिनम तक जाएंगे तो ऐसे मिलेगा क्रिस्टल में। क्रिस्टल का बढ़िया लग रहा है। डायमंड का और बढ़िया, मास्टर का हुआ भाई, सर्वाइवर का तो और भी बढ़िया है। बस चलेगा। P90 का स्किन इतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है। चलो, क्या क्या है, पास आ गया। पास में क्या आया है? मिशन। ओके। बूम बूम चिक चिक बूम बूम। ओहो, ये तो बढ़िया लग रहा है भाई। हैं? मस्त है कि नहीं? मस्त तो लग रहा है, एकदम काउबॉय स्टाइल है। सेक्सी। अच्छा है। ये क्या है, ड्रैगन ऑफ? जबरदस्त लग रहा है भाई ड्रैगन ऑफ। नाइस। गुड गुड गुड। गुड स्किन। शूट थोड़ा पिछला वाला बहुत अच्छा था। हाँ, ये चाम बढ़िया है। क्यूट है। तो क्या ये क्या है? ओह 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 माय गॉड। तो बढ़िया है। अच्छा है वैसे। अरे 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 अरे, ये तो वैसे सेम ही हो गया। पहले ड्रेस के जैसा, कुछ तो अलग करना था भाई। वो लड़के का है, ये लड़की का है। बस। स्कारल स्कारल। ठीक है, अब क्या ही करें स्कारल का। थोड़ा अलग दिख रहा है। लग तो रहा है। देखो। बाइक का स्किन आया है। अच्छा। कल चलेगा। ये क्या है? मर गया गया भाई। ना, इस बार अच्छा नहीं है यार इतना, मतलब ऐसा अपीलिंग नहीं है कि भाई खरीदूं मैं, है ना। ऐसा मतलब मन नहीं कर रहा कि खरीद लूं। आहा, प्लाटिनम फिर से जाना पड़ेगा। क्या है? अच्छा, पैराशूट मिल गया, राइट। चलो। यहाँ पैराशूट थोड़े दिन के लिए लगा लेते हैं, और क्या। वेपन में भी मिला होगा शायद। हाँ, अच्छा नहीं दिख रहा, चलेगा बट ओके। बीपी बूस्ट है, चलता है। अरे अरे अरे, ये क्या प्रोग्रेसिव दिया है भाई। कौन सी गन है वैसे ये? M24। इसमें कुछ ऐसा दिखेगा। हम्म, ज्यादा ही बल्कि नहीं है गन। और हम्म, क्या मतलब ये आज मेरे को मिल जाएगा? मैं तो स्नाइपिंग करता ही नहीं। मिलेगा तो क्या रहा? ओ ये बढ़िया है। ब्लैक देन वाइट ही। नेम प्लेट बढ़िया है भाई। रेट भी मस्त है। दिया दे मद्रोस, दिया दे मेर्तोस। क्या बोलता है वो? ज्यादा कुछ नहीं, मतलब ग्लो ब्लो नहीं कर रहा। क्या है? और क्या देखे, नेक्स्ट वीक में आएगा शायद स्टोर का अपडेट। ये क्या है? यो, बढ़िया है भाई। कंटेंट क्रिएटेड यूजिंग दिस आइटम कैन नॉट बी मोनेटाइज। चलो कॉपीराइट आ जाएगा ये सब के लिए, काटना पड़ेगा मेरे को स्ट्रीम के बाद। बट अच्छा है भाई, गेम में दे रहा तो स्ट्रीमर के लिए तो भाई प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा ना भाई, तुम लोग। क्या क्या है? ऑल वाइट। वो तो पहले पिछले सीजन में था। ये सब पुराना है। अच्छा, नेक्स्ट वीक में नए कपड़े हैं। क्या बोलती कितने कूपन है? 256 कूपन है। इस पे नहीं खर्च कर रहा है, इसमें कुछ है नहीं इसमें। ये भी एक ही दे रहा है। क्रोमा अच्छा भाई। इम्पोर अच्छा है, पर इम्पोर का तो टट्टी है। ये अच्छा है। ये सब तो पुराना स्किन है, फिर से दे देते हैं भाई। ये तो मेरे पास है। ये भी है। ये भी है। शेडो। 3 days 14 ये तो मिल चुका है मेरे को। SMG नर्फ हुआ ना, SMG नर्फ। देखते हैं कितना नर्फ किया है इन्होंने। टेस्ट किया जाए थोड़ा, इसमें पता चल जाएगा। हिप फायर 50% इंक्रीज हो गया, मतलब ऑलमोस्ट आधा बढ़ा दिया उन्होंने। तो अभी जंप कर करके मार नहीं सकता लगता है। बंदर की तरह जंप कर करके मार रहे थे जो वो अभी और नहीं मार सकते। हाँ, एसएमजी, एसएमजी। भाई ऐसा मारेगा तो चलेगा, तो कूद कूद के मारने से खुद से कूद कूद कर नहीं होगा। हाँ, देख रहा हो कितना स्प्रेड हो रहा है, बहुत स्प्रेड हो रहा है भाई। पहले इतना स्प्रेड हो रहा था। हाँ, कूद के मारने पर भी ऐसे स्प्रेड होता था। अभी तो भाई खतरनाक हो गया, क्योंकि आपका डैमेज भी कम कर दिया इन्होंने। रिकॉर्ड वेपन तो सब सही है, सब ठीक है। रिकॉर्ड वेपन सब ठीक है। मेन है ये चेंज कर दिया इन्होंने। अब यार ऐसे है, लेकिन ज़्यादा नहीं लगेगा। कर सकते हैं हम। पहले यहाँ से भी मैं जंप करके मारता तो बहुत कुछ लगता था, अभी बहुत रेयर हो चुका है, बहुत मुश्किल है। अगर ऐसे मारे तो चलेगा, पर ऐसे हम ऐसे कूद कूद के मार सकते थे शायद। इससे ज़्यादा क्या, अभी भी बहुत इधर उधर हो रहा है। इसकी वजह से हो रहा है। वो तो है। Okay. होला अमिगोस। हेलो एजेक्स। क्या है? क्या हाल चाल बोलो। अभी कुछ ना चलेगी भाई। एसएमजी तो एसएमजी तो कूदा फांदी करके चला रहे थे। अभी तो कुछ ना चलेगी। कार फोड़ने के मिशन कर लेता हूँ। ओ तेरी, क्या हो रहा भाई ये? बस अभी भिंडी की सब्जी रोटी खाई है। वाह भाई। मेरे को भी अच्छा लगता है भिंडी की सब्जी। बस मतलब कभी कभार अच्छा लगता है। अगर सामने कुछ अच्छा ना हो तो। टायर फोड़ने के मिशन तो कर लूँ मैं। कितना हुआ है? 4 4 8 हुए ना। और बाइक के 2 फोड़ लूँगा तो हो जाएगा। वो किस्मत। पीजीसी में टूटी हुई कार से एक मर गया था। ओह, मैं देखा नहीं पीजीसी। कहाँ जा रहे हैं मेरा ये लोग? अच्छा, उधर गए हैं क्या? बिगल्टन का टीम है क्या? फैल्कन है क्या? मैं देखा नहीं फैल्कन को। क्या मैं मिस कर गया? पता नहीं। अभी चल रहा है लाइव पीजी पीसीस। तो बोलो फैल्कन है क्या? क्या बात! रूटीन चेंज। रूटीन चेंज नहीं भाई, देख कुछ खेलने के लिए था नहीं। क्या बोलते हैं उसको? सुपरमार्केट सिमुलेटर हो गया, खत्म हो गया। बस थोड़ा बहुत अपग्रेड बाकी है और सब तो नहीं कर रहा मैं। तो हाँ भाई। हाँ, खत्म हो गया। मतलब जो जो चाहिए था गाड़ी खरीद लिया। ऑनलाइन डिलीवरी स्टार्ट हो गया। सारे वर्कर्स हायर कर लिए, शॉपकीपर्स हायर कर लिए, बॉडीगार्ड हायर कर लिए। मशीन जितने था चेकिंग मशीन सब लगा लिया। अब बस वही है, मतलब लॉन्ग टर्म बस चलेगा बस वो गेम। लेवल अपग्रेड करो, स्पेस बढ़ाओ। हाँ, वो सारे शॉप नहीं है बे। मुझे लगा था वो सारे शॉप है। वो तो रोड एंड हो रहा है। सारे ऊपर भी से वो सारे शॉप नहीं है, वो सारे मतलब होलसेल मार्केट है, वहाँ से हमें खरीदना पड़ता है। तो हमें चीप पड़ता है। ऑनलाइन से ऑर्डर करेगा तो इतना सस्ता नहीं पड़ता। वो तो आया नहीं भाई, 2 दिन आके चला गया, धोखा दे दिया मेरे को। हमारा वो सेप पता नहीं वो है कि नहीं, पता नहीं। वो तो 1 ही घंटा था भाई, तू चला गया था। चलो भाई ले लो। फैल्कन ग्रुप सी में है। डे 1 ग्रुप है वर्सेस ग्रुप बी। डे 2 ग्रुप बी वर्सेस ग्रुप सी। आज डे 3 ग्रुप सी वर्सेस ग्रुप ए। इन शॉर्ट आज फाल्कन खेल रहा है। अच्छा अच्छा, ग्रुप सी में डाला गया फाल्कन को। वही मैं बोला, पहले वाला इसमें मैं देखा नहीं। 3 बजे तो डेली लाइट आ रहा। देख तो 3 बजे डेली अगर मेरे को टाइम देगा तो भाई हम खेल सकते हैं कोई भी मल्टीप्लेयर गेम अगर हो। अभी तो लिटिल नाइटमेयर 3 भी आ चुका है। अरे भाई मस्त है भाई तेरा गाड़ी, मेरे को बैठने देगा। ओ मेरे लिए गाड़ी बना दे रहा भाई। ओके। कूल। फिर से गया अभी। अरे इतना प्रॉब्लम है तो क्या ही खेलेगा फिर। इतना अगर तेरा लाइट जाने लगा। अभी वो क्या है एक्सबॉक्स में अभी जो सब लोग खेल रहे हैं अभी, ये जाया वाया, ये सब जो खेल रहे हैं लिटिल नाइटमेयर 3, वो भी तो एक्सबॉक्स में आया हुआ है। ये चढ़ पाएगी, देखते हैं लैम्बोर्गिनी का ताकत कितना है। गाड़ी भाग रही है भाई। चढ़ नहीं पाएगी, छोड़ो। लिटिल नाइटमेयर जो आया है ना, वो 3 जो है वो सब लोग खेल रहे हैं ना, वो एक्सबॉक्स में आया है भाई, खेल सकते हैं हम दोनों। खेलेगा तो बता, कल खेलते हैं। तेरा तो बीच में ऐसे लाइट जाएगा तो भैंस किया क्या करेंगे भाई। वो 2 बंदों का ही गेम है तो अकेला छोड़ के नहीं जा सकता। एसएमएस में फिर भी छोड़ के जाएगा तो भी मैं चला लूँगा, पर उसमें तो 2 ही बंदे चाहिए। जनरेटर ले लो बोल रहा है जिक्स। ये बढ़िया था गुरु, सीधा जनरेटर। हाँ, एक्सबॉक्स का रेट ट्रिपल से भी ज़्यादा हो गया। हाँ, पता नहीं भाई, हमने तो बहुत पहले लिया हुआ है। हमारा अल्टीमेट वाला है साल भर के लिए। इतना पैसा ना है, पहले स्टोरेज और मॉनिटर लेना है। ये भाई इसका रोना चालू हो गया भाई, स्टोरेज नहीं मॉनिटर नहीं। भाई खेलना हो तो कुछ भी करके आदमी खेलता है भाई, ठीक है। इसका नहीं बोल रहा है वो। अच्छा एक्सबॉक्स का बोल रहा है वो, सॉरी। हे गाड़ी गाड़ी। इसके मुंह पे ले लगा गया अभी। अरे अरे नहीं भाई, ले, हो गया हो गया, मौत। पैसे तो हाथ का मेल है, GTA 6 के वजह से स्पॉन्सर कर रहे हैं क्या फिर एजेक्स ब्रो। ये भाई सबको स्पॉन्सर के लिए मांग रहा है भाई। एक तो छूत ही है लोग। ले भाई लग गए। स्मोक भी नहीं है मेरे पे। बड़े वाले लग गए भाई हमारे। अरे छूती है भाई। ये क्या ड्राइविंग है, एनिमी को टारगेट। वही बोल रहा है कि पैसे हाथ का मेल है, होगा अंधा पैसा पे। भाई थोड़ा हेल्प वेल्प करो सालो रैंडम्स। अरे भैंस की, किसी काम का नहीं भाई। इससे अच्छा मैं सोलो खेल लूँ। सब मेरे को ही करना है, ये बस इधर उधर भागे फिर रहे हैं। 100-100 डॉलर के, भाई इनके पास 100-100 डॉलर के प्रोग्रेसिव स्किन है, बताओ। इतने इतने हाई लेवल के हैं, मैं सबसे लो हूँ और मैं इनको कैरी कर रहा हूँ। ये ना फायर कर रहे हैं ना किसी को नॉक दे रहे हैं, क्या बताएं भाई। वही बोल रहा है कि पैसे हाथ के मैल है, बंदा लगा जहर खाने का पैसा नहीं। बचा ले रे बाबा, बचा ले सालो। कवर फायर तो दो अंधो। क्या बंदे हैं भाई, दिमाग खराब हो गया इनको। वन HP है भाई, नाइस। रैंडम के साथ यही होता है, मच्छर के जैसे यहाँ वहाँ। हाँ भाई। एक बार तो रैंडम मेरी पेटी उठा के जोन लेके जा रहा, मेरे क्लच से इम्प्रेस हो गया था। हाँ आप अभी तो वो कर सकते हैं ना। कंफर्म हो जा भाई, मर जा। पकड़ लिया क्या उसको? स्मोक भी नहीं है मेरे पे। कौन है रे मार रहा है? अभी भाग भाग भाग, अभी भाग। भाई 5-5 नहीं है। हाँ कार 98 का फटका पड़ा भाई मेरे को। हाँ यहाँ से तो भागने में ही भलाई है जो लग रहा है मेरे को। ले भाई, मर गए मर गए, भाग जा भाई। भाग जा भाग जा, नहीं बचूंगा मैं। ये भी मर गया है। ये 4x बना है 8x का। हाँ, वैसा ही कुछ। अरे ये भाई बच गया क्या? अरे तेरे ऊपर ही है पागल। अरे लेफ्ट से है। क्या कर रहा है ये लोग इतने हाई लेवल के हैं। क्या खेल रहे हो भाई ये? क्या आज ही गेम चालू किया गया इन्होंने? और इसके जैसे यूज कर रहे हो एटेक्स को कम रिकॉइल के लिए? नहीं नहीं नहीं, मतलब डीएमआर में एटेक्स अच्छा लगता है मेरे को। 4x नहीं किया था मैंने वैसे। मैंने एटेक्स पे ही चलाया सब। 4x करोगे तो एटेक्स थोड़ा अच्छा दिखता है वैसे भी। 4x से थोड़ा मतलब ऐसा स्पेस ज़्यादा है ना, बड़ा होता है स्कोप का। इनसे ज़्यादा तो मैं अच्छा खेलता हूँ। आ जाओ फिर भाई। अच्छा, नया कंटेंट आया था ना? हाँ। हम्म, ये क्या है भाई? ये तो जेसन मोमोआ की तरह दिख रहा है। वो एक्वामैन। ये सिंगर है क्या? आ ही नहीं सकता हूँ, बस एक दिन आऊंगा पक्का। वाह। ओहो, क्या है भाई? क्या है भाई, रॉक स्टार। हाँ, नया अपग्रेडेबल है। स्मोक स्क्रीन अच्छा है। फाइनल फॉर्म में कपड़े उतार देता है क्या? वाह। तो किल बैच बढ़िया है। इसको लेगा कैसे भाई? वो क्रेट लाना पड़ेगा ना। हाँ, ये वाला क्रेट। 11,500 डॉलर का दो मिलेगा 70। 50 क्रेट। 50 क्रेट में भी शायद नहीं मिलेगा भाई कंटेंटर, जितना लग रहा है। टीम में मिल जाए तो बढ़िया है। हाँ, चाइनीज। चाइनीज चा चा चा। चलो। अबे ये लोग तो सारे लो लेवल है। मेरे हिसाब से तो लो लेवल बंदे ही अच्छे खेलते हैं भाई, हमारे जितने लेवल के आसपास। ज़्यादा हाई लेवल वाले बंदे पता नहीं क्या करते हैं। SMG। स्कूल उतरेंगा। अपार्टमेंट। अपार्टमेंट। ब्रो यहाँ तो घर की साफ सफाई करके हालत खराब हो गई। घर की साफ सफाई। अकेले रहते हो क्या? अभी भी चल रहे हैं साफ सफाई। तो बोल रहा अकेले रहता हो क्या? या फैमिली के साथ? देखते हैं SMG चला के। कुछ टेबल मिलेगा। कितना नरको है। और एटेक्स है कितना एटेक्स है? बहुत ऐसे करके। गाड़ी ढूंढा जाए। मरा हुआ मरा। हट जा, हट जा। मोड़ दे रहा है। लोकेड है भाई, अच्छा। अरे ऐसे मार भी दिया भाई। M24 का हेडशॉट मार दिया चलते चलते। ये तो अलग ही टीम थी। तो भाई, ऐसे मुझे तो नर्व हुआ भाई। एक बार लगा ही नहीं उसे। P90 का तो इतना ज्यादा हुआ भी नहीं ना, 25% नॉक हुआ। दूसरे से मुझे तो 50% नॉक हो गए। P90 का हिप पर नहीं लगा मतलब भाई खत्म है। SMG तो यूज ना कर सकते और क्या मेरे टीम में कोई है ही नहीं। What the fuck? अब इधर कब चले गए हैं? लोग की फौज खत्म कर दिया हमको। पिगल्टन बहुत बेकार खेल रहा है, क्या बात करें। पता नहीं भाई पिगल्टन का था। वैसे उसका रोल तो स्ट्रेटेजिस्ट है उसके टीम में। पिगल्टन नॉर्मल प्लेयर को ही मार पाता है, स्पोर्ट में नहीं चल रहा, कोई भी मार के जा रहा है उसको। स्पोर्ट में भाई वो जो लॉबी खेलता है एनए में, उसमें वहाँ पे उतने अच्छे प्लेयर नहीं है ना। और स्पोर्ट में तो भाई सोच लो भाई, हर जगह से टॉप प्लेयर आएंगे तो किसी को भी मारना मुश्किल है। और वैसे भी उसका काम असॉल्टर का नहीं है उसका टीम में, वो स्ट्रेटेजिस्ट है उसका टीम का, फैल्कन का। उसको किल्स के लिए उसको जाना नहीं जाता, उसको स्ट्रेटेजी के लिए जाना जाता है, कहाँ से रोटेट करना है, इसको कब फाइट लेना है, उसके लिए जाना जाता है, कितने बंदे अलाइव है, वो वाला। स्काउटिंग करने गया, स्टार्टिंग में धर के मार दिया। हाँ, हाँ, अच्छी है। बंद हो जा भाई। कहाँ जा रहा है नंबर 1? अब टियागो पे है नेक्स्ट मैच। कितना टाइम भी देख लेंगे। अरे रिकॉइल। अच्छा उधर ही है क्या? और तेरी वो तो ऊपर ही है। यहाँ से तो निकलने में अच्छे भलाई है भाई। लग गए। एक और नेड और हम खत्म। जा। सोच ही रहा था 10 मिनट में। चलो हम भी देखते हैं फिर। भाई ऑफ का रिकॉल तो क्या है ये? बिना अटैचमेंट के तो भाई आसमान में चली जा रही है आपका रिकॉल। K2 नहीं छोड़ना चाहिए था। K2 होता तो इसको ले लेता हूँ। स्ट्रीम कर सकता हूँ क्या मैं PGS? स्ट्रीम कर सकता तो कर देता भाई। हाँ PGS है ना। देखते हैं भाई क्या ही होगा। ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा कॉपीराइट ही लगेगा। क्या फर्क पड़ता है? है ना। देखने दिखा दो इसमें। ग्लोबल सीरीज नहीं वाला। ईगल 3 तो ऐसे करके रखा है भाई इसने। साउंड नहीं आ रहा है।
kind of lower half of the leaderboard to jump into that top 16.
True, true. If you're making that kind of cut-off point all the closer between the other teams,
Yes.
could get very dicey towards the end of today.
Yes.
Could get very dicey towards the end of today. But as we take a look at all the other teams trying to deal with this game and how things are all going on, a lot of my focus was on like Got Compound as well as kind of Twisted Mind sitting underneath that to see if they could maybe get something going. It was a little bit fraught with danger though, especially with the angle that Falcons had trying to hold that position down.
Yeah, but even them, they got shut down as well, right?
True.
Full Send put on pressure on them. Liquid put on pressure on them. There's just so many teams that try to come in, and then, you know, when you're having a player that's staying behind in the compound blue zone here and then shooting at Twisted Minds, and he was just giving up. But he actually got one extra point on Batulins there. Ares did. That was great. But the 15 kills, full sends here, James.
It's a top-heavy game for them, and they didn't even really need to do that much damage to get that.
I was going to say, that's the most efficient 15 kills I've seen in a long time.
Well, there you have it here across the board. The entire team truly contributing to this
Yellow
game
future,
here
भाई।
with good old Tigger at #1.
Yeah, 6 kills for him, man, but only 370 damage. He has been thieving that game. Three kills, by the way. The other guys each 35, 0, and 36 damage taken. And that's a situation of we have the compound and we can shoot from safety through 15 minutes of the late game.
Bouncing along like that little cheeky tiger from Winnie the Pooh, stealing all them kills. Lovely stuff here. Very well done by him. He will be the man of the match overall. And again, you know, it was going to be difficult for anybody to really dislodge them from that position. They took it with
The other guys also 3 each here.
Yeah.
But Bean, another good game for him. He's been damage farming. He's been doing good for Gen G. Gen G already also with this game, I would say safe. So they are also worrying. And as we kind of progress through the day here, now that we're done with Erangel, that's the scary team for the teams in the chase. As you see here, only one other team got 10 points. Mission ready, good to see, but 25 points to go full census win.
Here's what I found interesting about that, though, whilst we take a look at those points as well as the overall leaderboard in the moment, is that actually coming in, I think when we get to internationals, we think to ourselves, China's going to have a good gaming, having a terrible time of it. Where is China?
Where is DNF? Oh, they're on the other half of the leaderboard already.
Correct.
That's not good.
Oh no!
Gen G already beating a 71 here. This is the big one.
Look at them!
Freaks in 55 points. FaZe has already surpassed them with 4 games to go. Falcon's already about to surpass them too here. And then again, Forest Natural Gaming, 2 games played here, James. 2 points for them only. The other teams in the kind of bottom half of the leaderboard, not too many points except for Mission Ready in this game. 10 points going their way.
Falcon 15 पे है क्या? तो गई भाई.
To be able to get in there. Now that we're 2 games done here, with 4 games to go, who makes it out of the current bottom 8 that is still the bottom 8?
Not China or Korea. Maybe Pachitchko Road. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just so surprised. We've never had that bottom 5.
I think
not quite like that. That's ridiculous.
I honestly think it's just, you know, Petrichor Road, Forest, maybe Mission Ready.
Maybe.
And Slam G's out.
Yeah.
Do you think that... is there a chance that DNF is safe? Or NEA? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
But
55 so low.
But yeah, I agree, but it's the
we have recall.
It's the top 8 teams right now that are continuing to be top 8, and they're sponging up all the points. And that's the problem for the teams in the bottom, right? You have 4 more games where you need to put up 20 or more points to catch up to DNF and E-Arena.
Well, luckily for you, we have 4 more games to answer that question. We're going to a break on the other side of this. Is going to be those 4 more games here for PGS 9. See you soon.
Aggressiveness for control. Overlooking over onto that stone as well, and you.
Successful BWD making mad dash for it. He goes.
They're moving towards the middle, just onto the controller. Don't take that level, and he's gonna have to get it back on because Nader's good.
can't speak on my life. I've been here for a million years, I can tell you right now, outside ain't safe. I had to go get what I deserve, can't stand in line, no, I really can't wait. I put family first and then the money came next. Right now they're in no third place. I don't budge, I don't bend, I don't fold, I don't break. I don't bend, I don't fold, I don't.
And we're back because it is time to get into our middle maps. Those awkward, weird Erangel games now done. A little bit more chaos, a little bit more fun. Wheels off in the middle maps.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was kind of a interesting start in terms of, you know, we were just talking to Sparking backstage and how both games kind of finished in a similar fashion in a way, despite them being in very different parts of the map, and a really kind of cool moment there for Team Liquid in the first game where they play great defense against a tricky situation, whereas Full Sense in a similar spot where they have to play defense but in a much safer position, and they nailed it. They nailed it, dude. They nailed it.
You could essentially have like the crossroads, whatever you want to call them, the toll booths. Like I've heard those like buildings just to the west of Milta called a bazillion different things. Meanwhile, the full fortification that was like multi-tiered buildings to deal with. But Full Sense, kudos to them for reading it early, getting into a good position, and then just kind of the chaos that happened on the outside, specifically that hill around Sharkfin was absolutely nuts in the last game. But enough of last game. This time, we're going to be making our way a bit further north, going over Airport, fittingly, and ending up around the western area past Godot.
Yeah, this could be maybe a northern island circle here again on Tego. Just have to wait and see. I think this was a pretty interesting map yesterday because it started with a hot drop, which will not, I don't think, come into play today because JDG shouldn't be contested since Al-Qadzia not going to be in this lobby in the Palace situation. As, you know, that was another fight that, you know, Buriram thought about, you know, it wasn't Buriram, excuse me, the Freaks thought about maybe messing with and trying to get some points, and they almost paid the price for that. December the 12th had a really nice little moment for himself where he almost crushed the Freaks in this game, but still, they will be free in towards the Palace. They will have VP dropping kind of close to them, but that's more for the southern edge of the river. Just kind of curious about this circle and how exactly it is going to shape up. I mean, you do have Team Liquid relatively close, a little close to FaZe, Jeems.
Jockeying for a vehicle, maybe?
Maybe, yeah, but you also have Twisted on the outside of that terminal space, so a little bit of a mix-up there in that part of the map could, who knows, maybe lead to something. Ooh, wow, way east.
Yeah, up. But also just kind of a more open area. Whenever we look around Airport itself, there's going to be a lot of I am guessing there's still the rice paddies that are over there, but it's a lot more open. Falcons feeling pretty good, though. This is going to give them a kind of decent path into the circle, which has been a problem in the last couple of games.
Well, and what's kind of funny about that, and also not great if you're a Falcons fan, is that the previous game was a very similar scenario where they had easy access to that circle, and they lost Tiggleton early to a Team Liquid crash, which we didn't get to see, but, you know, that's a big loss for the Falcons in the way they want to play the game. Still able to salvage things, still able to get a few points on the board, keep themselves very much alive for going into that grand final, still ahead of the curve in 15th, but not feeling comfortable just yet, but plenty of room to maneuver for them in terms of that leaderboard positioning to make sure that they just get the job done. FN still has a lot of work ahead of them. Again, with Rex coming back, he had some hope, but that early game fight they got in cost him early, and they had to res him, and then they got stuck fighting FaZe, and it all just kind of fell apart. Meanwhile, Gen G was happy to take those points, happy to get themselves into another late game, and happy to get themselves into the grand finals.
Catching that wheelie as they come through there. I don't know. It's technically a wheelie if it's on the side.
You know, I have no idea what it's called.
I don't know. I just know I do it to golf carts all the time.
You're not coming golfing with me during the off week, then.
Dude, that's the way you're supposed to drive golf carts.
We did that once when I was much younger, and it was a little bit of a nail biter.
Yeah, I mean, You can say that, or you could just say
I'm still here.
fun.
Yeah, I suppose.
Fun.
Don't do it home, kids. We do not recommend.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I was talking about video games.
Ah, okay, yes. Me too. Me
And
too.
video games. So, looking through the circle, good news for guys at the top. I mean, Twisted, Team Liquid, Falcons could find themselves all in good spots off the get-go. Meanwhile, we've got FaZe right along the edge of the zone, so we've got ourselves a little bit of an interview with Alo and a listen and figure out what's going on with the squad.
Hello everyone, I'm Lisa. I'm here with Alo from Team Liquid. It's a really good start of the day, and back to that game. And the final circle, GNG almost turned around and they took all of the teammates down, leaving you alone. But you clutched that win. So how pressured and intense were you at that moment?
I was a little nervous, to be honest. I didn't want to let my team down, but thankfully I ended up winning the game.
Okay, the dinner chicken is the most important thing, and it's a really thrilling 1v1. Thank you so much, and we're back to the game.
Thank you, Alo. That is
Keep it simple.
That is a rare Alo interview. It is hard to get those, so good to see him jumping in, getting some content. We appreciate you.
I love how he's just like, I don't know, yeah, I was nervous, but I got the job done. I mean, the guy, again, that short to mid-range specialist, he's so deadly, and that's a perfect scenario for Alo to clutch it up, you know?
That's why I love Alo, though. He's a man of few words, but when he speaks, it matters.
Exactly. He's going to get in there and tell you how it is.
Yeah.
Ooh, speaking of Liquid, look at this.
Oh, okay,
Really
Petrichor
close.
Road, you about to find some friends. Couple of shots, jumps out, sparking, spots out Chewy instantly. It makes him retreat from the angle. That's going to give momentum to Team Liquid. How bold do they want to push? That's going to be a quick down and flush onto Alo. Peeks around, not trying to hold it, but look at that 2-point push coming in from Team Liquid.
That was nice timing on that. Swing in towards Non. You got more players you might have to defend against. Petrichor Road able to get into the compound that has their knocked
Twisted?
player. Yeah, Twisted's Lou driving in towards this as well, looking for some points. Looking to maybe play spoiler here. Again, Twisted just needs a few more points to feel comfortable. That door not so open there, Luke. So the stun not going to go in. The molly could be right on top of Ming Ming. It's perfect.
Not going to be able to get the flush onto Chewy like they were looking for, but Ming Ming in some trouble, has to retreat. That means that there is nobody focused up between the res and the retreat for healing. That's opened up all authority, but Ming Ming spots out Sparking, gets the knock onto him. So 2 members up for Team Liquid. They know exactly where Petrichor Road is, but they have to be careful. Now 2 members for Twisted Minds on the outside.
Luke just trying to hold on to make sure they're not going to be able to easily flush Sparking. And look at Twisted. They're sending the forces in to keep these teams pinned, and they're going to take the high ground around this fight. So, no matter who, okay,
James
is in a glider. He's
he
all
wants
like,
it. There's
I can
a
get
kill.
points.
Sparking down right now, can't be spotted out by the glider. Looks like Kurt's going to run forward. He's got himself a shotty, hoping to see if he can spot out any footsteps. It's going to be AZ contemplating going for the peek around the wall. He's got the nade ready. He could just be fishing with dynamite. Easy toss going in right next to Kurt. Flushes out Sparking, takes down Kurt as well. Just 1 member up in Luke 12.
Well, let's see what Luke can do. He might get a little bit of help here, some damage. You know, you can hear some of those shots starting to ring in. And oh, Luke gets the spray, gets the headshot onto AZ. It's a nice pickup here for Liquid. Wants to go for the flush, and meanwhile, James just trying his damnedest.
That mosquito flying around causing problems. Denying out quicker pushes. Perfectix is also getting a bit more aggressive, so Petrichor Road better be careful. If they walk around this angle, it could be a problem. Chewy already taking a lot of damage, has to drop down. Ming Ming swings back around, but that stalls out a lot of what's going on and could be very beneficial for Luke 12 as he's got a pretty defended point to play from. AZ bleeding out right now. Luke reads it, realizing they might be trying to go for the res. He hears the footsteps. Luke, can you spot this out? Jumps through the window. Luke, if you spot this, you have an opportunity, but no, it's going to be Chewy that takes down Luke 12 and Team Liquid eliminated.
Yeah, Luke there making sure at least he got the finish, denying the res. So for Petrichor Road, a tricky spot that they were in, and they're able to fight their way out of it, but it has put them in an even worse spot because Twisted Minds is going to be in the vicinity, and they're going to be hungry to maybe blockade this position. Well, maybe Twisted might back off. Hard to say. That was some good shooting there from Ming Ming. That bought time for Chewy to get the heal through because they could have been in grenade range, I think. B-Meat drives ahead of the grenade. Breakers. FN not really doing any damage to speak of. And should be A-OK for old B-Me.
Car jockeying going around down to the south right now. Change the game could be also roaming in back behind this one. FN kind of separated out, though. It looks like they didn't really want to go on this path. They've got themselves Star-Lord that's very far ahead, but 4 Angry Men kind of in between the rest of FN. So with that slowdown, they have to be cautious with change the game back behind them. SGA up into the north around Airport, feeling pretty good. As Forest going to be just down to the south of them. Falcons already leaving Airport, going to be right along the red zone line. 2 members for Twisted, though, also have their own problem, as Mission Ready kind of has gotten into a position that could make it hard for them to regroup.
Getting a replay here. Hane shutting down a Gen G player out on the flanks. That's a decent start for SGA. Love to get, a good finish here in the group stage no matter what. Have some confidence maybe going into PGS 10. Gen G opts to go for the bridge. And just going to be limping a bit into this one, losing a player early, but you know what? Again, for Gen G, you're fine. 71 points is plenty. They could zero out the rest of the day, and they're going into the grand finals no matter what. Aries there, gonna spot breakers. Not able to connect with any damage, so CTG able to fend off these FN players early, but Wenbo is driving pretty close here into FN territory, and I can see FN at least maybe considering fortifying this position that Zenith is in.
This is really big for both Change the Game and FN if they end up bumping into each other. They're at that stage where they've got to get some points if they want any hope of qualifying. Only the 4 games left. You can't just kind of rest it back. So that's why I think that we're seeing them be a bit more aggressive in positioning, at least change the game. There is the drop down of about 10 points after Falcons, leads into Petrichor Road, and then a bit more compressed after that. But change the game being the next drop-off point, 8 points, going to make it more complicated. Here we go, Petrichor Road trying to leave. Twisted Minds still hungry, still wanting a couple more points as they're sitting at 55 right now. Feels good, but doesn't feel good enough.
Lou did get the tire there onto Chewy's UAZ, so he's hoping that maybe they can do some more damage. Did he just pop another tire? I'm not sure. Lou still spraying, still praying, but Twisted Minds in the long run does claim this very nice center circle position for themselves. They've got a 2-2 split going right now. If they regroup and coalesce, they might be able to get ahead of Mission Ready's rotate in their direction. Buriram, another team that's on the move. Petrichor Road just trying to find some safety somewhere, and instead they're driving through VP, so things just continue to be very unsteady for Pero.
VP just like, fine, just go, man. We don't care. We just want to get into the circle as well. Chewy, oddly enough, eating a lot of the aggro from the teams around them, allowing VP to make a bit of an easier rotate, but Chewy just, there's just no real big options. They've got that position down to the south that is available if you just want to find somewhere to stop, but that's about all they got.
Mingming going for a res down here onto Ohyang, so he was able to grab those blue chips. So for Petrichor Road, this actually could be a salvageable game to get some more points, to give yourself some hope towards getting in towards that grand finals. He's got to be careful, but there's nobody here as we can see.
But there's not a lot of loot in the circle. I mean, what, you drop Kang Nguyen and just right on top of 4 Angry Men? There's not a lot of compounds to be played here. And Chewy, it's kind of weird because the way that this is set, you can get the reses in, but you're just going to essentially have to be looking for, what, maybe some loot crates? That's about all you can really find here.
Oh, does Chewy have the blue chips? Yeah, he does. He's the one with them, actually. So I guess this just hedging their bets here are Petrichor Road to make sure that they can get the reses one way or another. With Mingming down in Ohyang. Okay, so I get it. I've pieced it together now. Mingming might be down there to make sure they have loot.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. No, you make a good point, man.
So loading up the car so that way they can bring something in, because this is a very empty circle for that. So, I mean, smart play. That's what I was worried about, and Petrichor Road already solving the problem.
It's really good thinking from them. Lou, pot shots, Buriram, unbothered, in their lane.
Buriram goes where it pleases. It looks like it's going to be right up next to Forest for right now, but it's not too scary yet. The only problem with it is going to be 4 Angry Men and potentially Falcons with some high ground advantage, but that's not going to be a problem for at least another couple of seconds.
The only issue they had was actually some Forest players had angles, or maybe it was Falcons, but somebody had angles down into that ditch and was doing damage to Damasty.
Yeah,
but
this is what I was worried about.
Yeah, this is scary.
318. Ooh, how close is that going to be? I was going to say just a bit off. From that range, it's kind of hard.
Just a bit outside. As Forest is losing players, though. They tried to clamp down on top of Buriram, and instead they're paying the price. That one's way too short. So right in the middle, between those two.
Ooh, no. Stupid lines. Distance. 3 dimensions. This one might be a bit further. This might line up pretty decently. Too far. Yeah, I was going to say too far on that one. Somewhere in between those two would have been nice.
Flame's like waiting this out.
He's like, where are these? Who's he even after? I just want to get this kill, man. Leave me alone.
Come on, man. This is a free point for me. Stop bothering me. There you go. Free point indeed. As we take a look over at Scappy. Knock onto Orca there. And Rex actually going to be the one to claim that for FN Pochan, who's really spread out. That's not too unusual for the way they play. And he is far ahead, with Star-Lord trailing not too far behind. Essentially a 2-2 for them. A pickup here for Full Send. Twisted Minds driving right alongside of JDG, but JDG can't really slam into that compound because they're going to get sandwiched between Twisted, so they're going to keep driving up to the top of the mountain, it looks like.
I mean, not a lot of options, but the problem with it is that there's going to be too many targets really looking at him. Yeah, I was going to say, this is pretty bold. There's a lot of people that are playing along these lines, and it just jumps down. Full Sense just trying to make landfall, but there's just too many close-range targets to deal with. JDG gonna have friends right up on top of him. Spins back around. Spaceman putting in some work. Cold also. That's gonna be Belmont that at least gets a counter knock onto Spaceman. So 3 members up right now, and Full Send right up on top of JDG, who just absolutely judges that a poor decision.
Well, when you're top of the lobby, you're allowed to make some mistakes.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Quote-unquote fun plays.
Yeah, exactly. But JDG, these are super valuable points.
True.
And they're coming through with all of their players intact, and Tigger's, he's like, nope, never mind. Shaq's going to be the play. VP, unfortunately, drove in towards Buriram, who is still looking really sharp with the mechanics. Took some players down. Corexi, though, did have a machine gun. Got a knock, got a flush, but he will also go down here pretty early. It's not the end of the world here for VP with 1 player left. 57 points, looking decent on the, okay, take it back. Now they're dead. But still 57 points, 11th on the leaderboard, still keeping pace for getting into the grand finals.
Okay, so lay of the land. Everybody's on this hill right now. That's the best way to look at it. There's we got 4 angry men down in Kong Nuang, but everybody else playing top of hill. JDG up on top of it. Looks like Mission Ready might be having some ideas of their own, playing a bit further to the west of that. SGA does have 3 of their members also on this hillside, still has 1 that's on the kind of outskirts of it. Change the game, needs to get inside the circle, and Petrichor Road as well.
Star-Lord might be about to get a kill onto Bean. Well, it's hard to say. He was looking in that direction.
See, look, Paper, it worked. Full Sense has a member pretty close to the center of the circle. Just 1.
And it worked for Batulins, and he didn't even have guns.
Exactly.
So,
look, you got this. You got this, Tigger. Okay, Falcon's going to go a bit more high side on this one. Forrest keeping an eye on them. SGA pretty hungry up into the north. They have a pretty wide split, but that's been a problem for them kind of a couple of times on this. Didn't G send up to maybe go for a head to a res tower? I don't know. They have Flame that's really far up.
They must have. That's the only reason I can think of that Flame. Yeah, definitely. I can see the blue chip icon there up on the leaderboard now that we got that going. Cutoff points, yeah, important to keep track of, but I think we're going to be above that 60-point mark from the previous PGS Zenith.
Game.
Oh, that's a freebie right into him.
That's not the path you wanted to take, but you don't have too many more that you can really go for. So it's just more and more awkward. Also awkward is Petrichor Road. As you can see, we got the reses, but right now it's just essentially having meat shields to eat bullets, so that way maybe somebody can make it into the circle. Is Petrichor Road? This isn't the path. FaZe is over here. Twisted is over here. Even if you get by it, you've got JDG as well as Mission Ready. So I don't know where you go, Petrichor.
Neither do I.
I mean, you stuck, man.
In there, they might just run into Twisted Minds again. For all that trouble they went through. Just 1 more shot here from Rex. Can't really connect. Only got 12 damage in. Just clipping the extremities of that player. Oh, hello. 4AM actually going to be the one to keep Breakers from doing more damage to CTG. So that's nice for Ares, but out of the frying pan into the fire, Bean, Flame could be doing some damage.
Oh, Ares just drove into the wrong neighborhood. changed the game, still just can't find the circle, man. There's just nowhere to really go. And yes, FN is going to hear that, try to focus up a bit more. If anything, this benefits maybe 4 Angry Men, because if there's a couple of teams that stack on top of each other, they don't have the easiest path into the circle. That could provide something for them to work with. Petrichor Road still trying to make it through, but you can see nowhere to go. FaZe is going to be the option that they leaned into. That's going to cost them another one. Still, 2 members on the outside for Petrichor Road. It's going to be Twisted Mind moving forward to get in the circle. Going to deny out even more. Crossfire now coming out from Burram as well as JDG with the high grounds, looking in onto FaZe. So while FaZe did get that kill, they've kind of drawn a lot of attention to themselves.
Well, this is going to be an interesting one. You know, there's going to be some teams that were centered in towards this mountain that are going to be able to do a little gatekeeping.
How long were they? I want to say they stopped, and then suddenly it's like, hey, Lucarux, hey, Full Sense, just everybody opted in the exact same spot at the exact same moment. And I mean, respect, JDG held it.
Yeah, there's this dip up here. That's a really nice spot to play from, and that's what JDG prioed. And because they were the first ones there, they benefit from that. FaZe gonna have to fight uphill. Twisted Minds getting the benefit of a drop in terms of some level 3 gear. They also have the res that's going to be in play here relatively shortly. An example in a Groza, not something I'd want to fight. You can see here FaZe being very, very cautious, trying to use these rocks to keep themselves obscured, whereas Twisted wants to do a little bit of gatekeeping and also hopefully buy the chance here to get their teammates back into play.
Perfectix making landfall here in just 1 second, but FaZe is being kind of corralled over here by 4 Angry Men. James out in the blue,
dead.
Back behind it, yeah. Example, good job on defense, reading how this was going to come. But Perfectix starting to take some fire from Mission Ready as he's trying to land in. Timing's going to be very inopportune as it's going to be the exact same moment the FaZe is opting into a push up. Hillside's going to continue to be the key component as New Circle has managed to pop itself. 4 Angry Men, this is why FaZe was on the push up, because they didn't have anywhere else they could really go. So all of FaZe down except for James, who's about, what, 150 meters down to the south of this out in the blue zone.
Yeah, James already bailed. He knew this was not looking great, and Shen had an angle in the backside. Shen's hitting some shots. Speaking of...
Welcome back, Perfectix.
Yep. Yeah. Welcome to the party. Buriram just gets wrecked by some grenades from 4 a.m. They're taking some good fights here on multiple fronts. That's huge. So Khan, again, as that anchor player, as that solo, going to be the only one alive for Buriram, and he's just going to have to try to play for points, play for safety, even though Buriram pretty well suited to go into that grand finals. He'll have to maybe play spoiler, try to shut 4 a.m., shut the door on them. AZ out in the blue, and Mingming, this is not fun.
This is just what you saw, a couple of knocks happening. The blue zone was eating some. This is why, is we've got Twisted Mind still over here. They can't really move forward because where we see JDG is at. Mission Ready was trying to assault him along this line. They can't move due to JDG. It's King of the Hill in the classic sense. It's just JDG up on top. Everybody else just having to walk into a killing line and nothing really working out. Add in the fact that we've got 4 Angry Men still down to the south, taking those shots into Twisted Minds, forcing them further up the hillside. It's just team upon team crashing into the waves of JDG's defense.
Yeah, really, the only threats here for JDG would be kind of a flank maneuver from Twisted or something like that. Right now, they've got this barricade, and they've got MRIA just screwed. I mean, trying to get up this hill should be very, very challenging.
This is what I was worried about. I was worried that JDG's biggest enemy was going to be themselves. They're pretty split. There's a lot of teams over here. Caused a distraction. Cole did get spotted. He went down. Tigger spotted them at range. Ooh. Mission Ready. The nade goes a bit too far, so they're not getting what they want. And the longer this kind of continues, that does open up opportunities for Mission Ready to find some vulnerabilities. And if Mission Ready starts opening the door, a couple of these solos could come in and backstab.
This is not going so good, though. They gave that opportunity to players on the flanks. Tigger somehow found an angle, and now all of a sudden JDG in trouble. These grenades not hitting the mark either. This is just a little bit sloppy from JDG. Grenades up and over aren't going to come close enough to December the 12th to take him down. Suze gets caught out in the open, and he's knocked.
I mean, you had the control, but it was just too many people coming after it. Mission Ready sees the opportunity. Again, a squad that needs points, running up specifically against a squad that's right back behind them on the leaderboard. Sure, there's a drop down, but if you can get even more space, it feels even better. See if maybe you can get some type of climb happening. Spaceman, though, seeing if he can get the nade, see if he can get something out that can provide some type of retaliation back against this, as one of the best spots in the circle just completely usurped in position. Bizzler takes down Spaceman.
That just all unraveled so quickly for them. Taxter in trouble. Flame got him. got SG8 eliminated. Gets an extra point here for Gen G at the very least. Maybe could survive longer. I kind of worry about it because of the Falcons' position. Yeah, that didn't last long. Kickstart on top of things, on top of the rock. And that is going to be Gen G out. Oh, what is going on here with Forest?
Got 19, 20, and 21 still all up and alive as it's going to be FN. Forest getting collapsing back behind them. There's just nothing they can do. Falcons now have the high ground point, and they can start to just really claim whatever they want, get involved in whatever they want to do. Force teams to kind of collapse into each other, and that's exactly what's happening. Is Forest Baron going to get spotted out? He's going to go down. FN, great, you managed to take down Forest, but you now have to move into that exact same dip that Falcons is looking at.
I think as FN, you might consider trying to go back down south. Going uphill against the Falcons position is going to be very, very difficult unless you get some more help from Tigger. That's the only thing I can think of. 4AM, though, I think actually okay here.
It's scary, though. Clown Car comes up. They did have Shin foothold position. Mission Ready wasn't quite there to take the shots in, but, I mean, Khan's on the other side of this is, I don't know, 4 Angry Men stealing some points.
Oh, look at this. This is so juicy. This is so juicy. And then the grenades to boot. They're all so perfectly placed. One right on top of each Burion player. That's spectacular for 4AM. And they've got themselves a good position. Well, FN's going to try to take this fight, and they're paying the price.
Not a lot of options. They didn't want to play opposed hillside. They didn't want to go into the dip, so FN just opts into the more brutal option, which is going after Falcons. They got pretty close, but I mean, Falcons just good on defense right now. They know exactly where the approach is going to be coming from. Tigger's playing the other side of this one, and they know probably that he's over there because he's been taking shots for a while, off and on again. So good peek coming up from Rex, though. Does spot out Shrimsy, gets a flush onto him, so that could open up some other opportunities. If he can manage to assault this line, maybe Star-Lord can open it up with the crossfire.
Well, that has actually sent Falcons packing, and I think Tiggleton here says, well, let's get the guaranteed points. There's a solo player, and let's knock him down. How in the world does he get that headshot? Still, though, Falcons, I think that's the better decision at the time. They're going to have to smoke off this angle. Star-Lord Rex on the hunt. They know that the Falcons are going to be a player down. They know that's going to potentially be a gun down. That's a decent grenade.
And really, FN doesn't have a choice. 4 Angry Men were taking shots from the low ground, forcing them up here. Rex trying to see if he can lead the way, but they have to be careful with this firefight going on. Mission Ready has also heard this. They want to get involved. Now Tiggleton starting to realize the vulnerabilities of angles. Everybody from the Falcons stacked up on top of each other. And look, the low ground team and 4 Angry Men sitting at 6 kills right now, really being the one in control of the circle on this angle.
Well, all under Rex. He's just trying to hide. Survive at this point, because this is kind of down to feels like 4AM versus Mission Ready in terms of who's going to come out with the win on this game. Mission Ready has completely turned the majority of their attention up into the north, going to leave Vox on his own just to keep 4AM in check. Bizzler should be seeing some of those heads, see if he can find some damage. The Falcons outside of the new circle trying to figure out a way to get in, trying to set up some smokes, maybe get that pony going, but Mission Ready well ahead of this. They know that they can shut this down.
I mean, good angles from Mission Ready. 4 Angry Men also has Lou that's kind of holding down a position a bit more into the east. Rex being the closer range threat, though. Rex doesn't care about anybody else. He's got an opportunity to get kills for himself, and FN wants it. Here's the shot from the lower sections, along the rest of the crew, but, I mean, Falcons, they still have this a little bit of a dip. Looks like maybe they're trying to commit into a faster res. Michael can't quite spot this out, but Falcons blue zone up on top of him, starting to chase after. Falcons just, while you can get the reses, it just feels like it's a rinse and repeat situation. They're trapped here.
Yeah, Rex is just wishing he had an extra frag grenade or a molly to maybe finish off one of these kills, but he just cannot. H-Win trying to guard this res, takes a lot of damage for that. Tiggleton here, I don't know that they can do this at this point. I think they just got to abandon him.
Mission Ready had to focus in pretty heavily on Falcons. They left 2 of their members back. That's allowed 4 Angry Men to get more aggressive on the lower section of it. Rex finally goes down, so Falcons have some breathing room, but not a lot. The only benefit to it is now 4 Angry Men is getting aggressive onto Vox in the Mission Ready position down lower, so Mission Ready has to figure out, do they stay committed onto the Falcons, or do they defend up against 4 Angry Men? Because 4 Angry Men's taking the entirety of the circle now. Shin's position being massive. Gat's not finding the angles onto him just yet. Now the other 2 members from Mission Ready starting to figure out, okay, which way do we look? Bizzler's having to retreat back down in the rest of the squad, so that means it's just Michael lined up against the Falcons. Falcons now starting to find some angles, but Michael does spot out H-Win quick down and flush.
Did he catch kickstart there in that smoke. Now he suspects it, and he's going to profit. That is really nice for Mission Ready. That buys them a much fairer fight here against 4AM. But you got to credit 4AM. That's a good grenade from Shen in their positioning and in their timing to box Mission Ready in.
So much of this is going to hinge on Michael in that high position up into the north. He has to defend in. He has to find an angle onto somebody from 4 Angry Men to stop this relenting push. Mission Ready backs up against the blue zone. They know that they have to move, and the problems are continuing to mount. Michael couldn't find the angle, so it looks like he's just going to come down to reinforce right now, see if maybe he can defend up, but it's a 2-2 split from 4 Angry Men with so much control over the circle. Mission Ready not even getting the circle of. It's going to be another contended push as a blue zone on top of Vox going to get a knock onto him.
Yeah, so it's you're trading here a bit as Mission Ready. Getting the res onto Bizzler is going to cost you Vox. Oh my goodness, I thought for a second that grenade might slide past that rock and get a re-knock. Michael, tough position to be in, trying to pin a couple players of 4AM down, and lose getting the better of him on his own. I think now as 4AM, you just dig in, and you should be able to come through with the chicken dinner.
Shin's positioning is so strong onto Mission Ready. Tongmu lined up with him. Now it's just going to be, what do you do? Like, it's all just about firefighting, Mission Ready. You have to just win the firefight if you want an opportunity. You've got to get a knock. You've got to find some vulnerabilities. Michael's just juking around on the outside of it. Mission Ready feeling like, okay, there's not a lot that we can really do here. This angle is too contested. I like this, but they're going to be running right into the other duo. Shot's going to come out. That means Bizzler down already. Gats trying to get some shots. Does get the knock onto Lou. Shin, nobody around you anymore. It's a quick kind of reversal of positions coming up from Mission Ready, opting into this lower ground position, and really only cost them one for it.
That's really smart from Mission Ready. That's a great reposition. They'll at least get extra points out of this too. Michael, though, spotted, has just enough room to prone down there in that dip. So he's okay-ish, but Longs is trying to put the pressure in. Mission Ready trying to keep him alive, but they can't get there in time.
Michael going down is the problem. The crossfire now more complicated yet again. Gats steps in, takes some shots, but not getting what he wants. Shin now has moved into the high ground, flanking around. This could spell the doom for Mission Ready if they do not expect it. Has Michael even spotted it? He's crawled down. He was looking, and yes, I think that maybe he spotted it right before he went. Now, Gats, do you know, can you spot out Shin? He's not even looking that direction right now.
Oh, and that stun's going to give away his positioning a bit. That makes it a little bit easier for Shen to just let these stuns allow him to keep pressing forward, keep the sound cues masked as best as he can, and that should be a free Gats in Shen's bag.
So sneaky. Behinds goes for the shots. Not a lot of cover. Shin's position is pretty vulnerable. Gats playing around it. Does get a knock while this is going on. Vox gets another one. Mission Ready has two, while 4 Angry Men only has one. Can they spin this back around off of a crazy car reposition?
Man, oh man, Gats wins a huge battle against Shen there. Still very weak. Not feeling like, or I don't even know, he might not have a first aid at this point. And it's all into a Tongmu. A good stun there. Gonna back him up a little bit as Mission Ready trying to make their way forward. I guess the big question for me is are you going to get this heal off you do for Gats? That's huge.
And Shin is just feeding over information exactly where Mission Ready is at. A Tongmu, can you use it? You've got some cover. Does get the knock on a one. Down to a 1v1. Gats on one side, a Tongmu on the other. Peeks between the windows. Can they line in? And it is going to be 4 Angry Men that pick up the clutch.
Oh, that's huge for a Tongmu. And you nailed it, Matt. Having Shen there to feed that info over made it a little bit easier for him to get ready for that push. But man, what a nice end game there. Both teams playing that really well.
I thought that Mission Ready was dead when they hopped in that car, but they read the pathing on it, played it well, jumped out. They did lose one, but that could have been way more expensive for Mission Ready. They made this one into a nail-biter.
Absolutely. That's making the best of a bad situation. You know, understanding that with Michael up there, that at least allows them to kind of know that, okay, there's a 2-2 split most likely. Let's try to overstack one side. Michael's already up there. He can feed us a little bit of info. Really smart stuff.
I mean, Shin opened up so much for 4 Angry Men in that one, and Michael had to hold down the fort for himself for so long. There's crazy game, but we still got 3 more today.
Well, 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 Mission Ready was not ready for 4 angry men here. Tong Moon cleans it up at the very end after a 2v1 situation that I thought wasn't going to go Tong Moon's way here, Avenger, but it did in the end.
I mean, it just started out as a 3v2, right?
Yeah.
4AM should have gotten that. They should have won that. They should have closed that down. As I see Michael laughing. It's another second place for them.
Yeah, yeah.
I think overall, when they started things here, they potentially shouldn't have won that. But again, here, 4AM closing it out. One guy swinging wide on Mission Ready, the other guy going close. It should have been together here, but and other than that, then it's fine.
Yeah, of course. As we have a little bit of an end clip here from all of this, and see as you can see the final moment from a Tongmu being able to win it out. As soon as they're coming around the rock and he can see them through the windows, I'm screaming at the screen like, no, don't go, don't go. He has the advantage. He's got so much information about when you're peaking and can react in turn.
It's also 1 point you're missing out to if you win it, right? But if you're confident, don't kill him. Calm down.
All right, well, of course, that finishes things up for our Taego. And this is very important points for 4AM. I was rinsing China and rinsing Korea before this game. But in the end, a little bit of a fight back is coming.
And also, we were talking about it last game, right? Mission Ready dying to full sense. Didn't matter. Full sense already through. But here, it's important points against a team that you could potentially be for fighting for that 16th place as I chop on the chopping board here.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking a look across all of these faces. Look how surprised Mr. Tiggleton was from all of this. And here's the final moments here from MRIA trying to kind of close things out. As you said, though, under the second place, they will be a bit devastated by the fact that they feel like they could have rounded that out. But it will be 4AM getting themselves 11 kills in the 2,500 damage. Falcons as well. Some important points for them, I would say.
And also, FN Poachin here. 8 kills.
Fight back.
It's a fight back for them.
Yeah.
4AM, MRIA, and FN Poachin here. That could be huge.
It could be indeed, as you've got yourself an opportunity here. We didn't mention it at the beginning of the day, but it's been mentioned once or twice, right? The fact that Rex is back, and we have a lot of, anticipation around Rex. We think he's a great player, and how he can execute on
Look at the throwable used here. 21 on Vox, 16 on Bisler, 16 on Gas. Gustav got the longest kills. He walked up here and he's like, why did you get the longest kill? He's the GOAT.
He says he's the GOAT.
4AM here, 21 points. 21 points. Falcons 14 here. A lot of teams in the very top with FN Pochon getting 12. It's honestly, in my book here, this is one of the games where it could have a huge impact to pushing that 55, 57 point. We talked about potentially last game, right?
Yeah.
The cutoff could be higher, but all the teams that are supposed to be getting points in the top are still getting quite a lot here. Falcons is getting some. Liquid almost here. With the nade we saw from Sparking, he almost got all of Petrichor Road. That nade was perfect, but he threw it in one window, and then it hit the window frame on the next window, and it bounced